let's get some performance out of the car. Let's see what it can do. Let's see if this thing performs well. If it handles right now, this is a cloverleaf on-ramp. Oh my God, I want to grab onto something to hold on. You hear that? Tire squeal? I am in a almost new BMW 745e. Now, I love the 7 Series. I own one of the older models of it, the V12 version. And this is my first experience in an E model 7 Series, meaning I'm in all electric mode right now. Shh, can't hear nothing. You do hear the road noise from the tires on the ground, but otherwise it is pretty silent. Now, in all fairness, my V12 760 is also silent almost at idle. So let's see if I get a little more gas, how it'll sound. It does say I have only 2 miles of all-electric range left. The car needs to be recharged, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's enough to test it out. Well, initially, this looks like every other 7 Series, which is beautiful. Not as nice as some other cars that are modern. Shh, car's quiet. It's a quiet car. It's pretty quiet. I mean, this would be expected. It's an electric car, right? But it is really quite quiet when you give it gas. Like the hybrids, sometimes they get the engine picking up and it makes noise. This doesn't kick in when you give it a lot of gas. It doesn't kick the motors in, which is good. I've been in, I think it was an Audi or something, and when you're in all electric mode, if you give it enough gas, it still puts the gasoline engine on. I don't know if it was an Audi, some other car did that. It was annoying. It was like, you want the silence and the plushness of the all electric. It's really quiet in here. However, I could hear an airplane going overhead. So the insulation in the car, it's not amazing, but it's an absolutely gorgeous interior. This red with this checkerboard pattern, not checkerboard, I don't know what you call that, tweed. That's really quiet acceleration, but it's not much acceleration. This tweed looking stitching on the red seats is absolutely beautiful. And let's see if I can go around this car. He's going so slow. All right, lesson learned. You have to tighten all the screws on these GoPro mounts. All right, let's go a little bit. It's in all electric mode right now, nice and quiet. Let's see if this thing has any power to go fast. Let's go right up. Let's do a 0 to 60 run. I think this is a good spot for it. Hold on a minute. We're at 0. Oh, engine just kicked in. That didn't stay in all electric mode. So much for that. And I didn't hit 60, by the way, nowhere near that. But all right, how do I get it back into all electric mode? There we go, back to all electric mode. So if you floor it, you lose your all electric mode, and it doesn't go back into all electric mode. It switched to like one of the sport modes or something when I gave it a lot of gas. So that's kind of disappointing, honestly. Right now I'm in all electric again. Let's see if we can try that again. It's disappointing because if you're in all electric and you give it a lot of gas, it changes your mode. Yeah, it just shut off electric mode again. So much for all electric with sport. It's one or the other. You want to drive it mellow, you can have all electric. You want to drive it fast, I'm going into hybrid mode now. There's a hybrid and there's a sport mode. I'm going to go into the regular hybrid. All right, I don't really know the difference because that feels just like when it kicked in by itself. Let me try sport. It's not really safe to do it here. Hold on a second. Hang tight. Initially, this is just like any other 7 Series, albeit noticeably slower, honestly. But let's see if in sport mode that doesn't fix itself. In electric mode, even with the gasoline engine flipping on by itself, when I didn't want it, it is definitely slower than the normal 750i, which I've driven plenty of, actually. I've driven it several times. And oh God, I'm in traffic. Like always, if you do road tests in New York City, beware of traffic. All right, so I'm in sport now, although it says configure battery control. You know what's different about this 7 car than all the other BMWs? When I change the modes here, it doesn't change on the screen. I don't know why. And it might be just a configuration issue, but all the other cars, when I put it sport, it changes what the screen does up here, so I can adjust the sport settings. It's already in max sport anyway, so it's kind of fine, but yeah, it's an annoying thing. All right, let's see if that's, ooh, I see traffic. That's not good. I'm gonna stay on here. Let's see how this does in sport mode. It's good. It's definitely good. It's not amazing though. I've driven That's 750, and I gotta say, this is noticeably slower. I don't know how that can be, but it is. Let's try here. Let's see how the handling is, you know something? Let's do this. This is a nice hard right turn before on an entrance ramp to the highway. Whoa, that's a lot of body lean. I have to like grip on for dear life. Holy cow. That was a lot of body lean. That was like being in an old 80s Lincoln. Oh my God. The whole car was like on an angle. Ooh, engine's in a really high gear. You can hear it rumble. Wow, that's kind of cool. Most cars go in a higher gear than you want it. This one goes in a lower gear. I guess it's like some eco thing, but I'm in the maximum sport, so I don't know why it's eco anything right now, but that's got a nice sound to it. Like a rumble, because I don't know what gear is. Let's see where, does it say it somewhere? No, it doesn't. You know, let's hit the manual gears. Oh, I'm in 6. That's why. I'm in 6 going 38 miles an hour. Oh, how many gears does this have? Oh, 8. Okay, look at that. So it's an 8-speed car, and it lets you do 6. I'm 32 miles per hour right now, and it's let me be in 6th gear, which is pretty high gear for that. All right, let me. You know what? Let me go straight. I'm gonna go there. It'll be more fun. It switched me out of the manual mode. I think it's because I engage it from the paddles. Here, let's hear what 1 sounds like. Won't let me do 1, only 2. I'm only going 30. Why wouldn't it let me go 1? All right. The sound that this car makes, not as good as some other BMWs, let's be real. It definitely sounds nice. The interior is absolutely gorgeous. This is the nicest color combination of any 7 Series I've been in. I think I've been in 3 by now. This is like the 4th maybe? I lost track a little bit. But color combination, absolutely beautiful. This is a great color combo. And hang on, trying to... Oh man, this person is driving in 2 lanes in front of me. Hang tight, I'm gonna be with you in a moment. Here we go. All right, let's get some performance out of the car. Let's see what it can do. Let's see if this thing performs well. If it handles right now, is a nice, this is a cloverleaf on ramp. Oh my God, I wanna grab onto something to hold on. You hear that, tire squeal? Yeah, this is not a sports car. This is a very high performance luxury car. This is not a sports car. You got tire squeal, major body lean. It's not as fast as a 750, that's to a noticeable degree. It's still very fast though. I'm not at all saying it's not a fast car. It is a very fast car, but the 750 is quicker. Therefore, let's try all electric on the highway. Let's see what happens now. I have no power. That's the floor. Oh my God, that is at the floor. Oh, the engine just kicked in. Oh, that's like useless. The electric is useless. I can't hit highway speeds with that. Yo, what's the point of that? All right, here's the bottom line. I've only driven this car a few minutes, and I'm gonna put it back in sport because the electric's no fun at all. That's like, there we go. Here's the bottom line. If you're gonna buy a 7 Series, do not buy the 745e. The electric is utterly freaking pointless. The car depreciates so heavily that there is no functional reason to worry about the cost of gasoline. Don't even worry about gasoline. Just buy the 750 or the 760. They are way more fun than this. Although I have to say, it's still very fun. But it's more fun, and there's no point. You'll never use electric mode. You can't get on the highway. There's not enough power. And as soon as you want more power, it switches you into the gasoline mode anyway. So don't buy this car. Buy another 7 Series with a pure gas engine. It's better. Straight up, better choice. There's nothing inherently wrong with the car. It's just that why would you want the E model? I don't even get it. Honestly, I've been driving this car now as long as you've been watching me. I turned the camera on almost as soon as I got in it. I can't figure out the reason for this 745e over a 750. Now, mind you, if you catch a great deal on this car, this is a great car. It's just, why not just get the 50, which is faster and better? And probably less complicated to repair later because it doesn't have the hybrid engine. So, this is not at all in any way saying this is a bad car. It's just inferior to the the simpler 750, which is the more normal, like ordinary 7 Series, or the 760 with M760i. You can't beat that. I know, 12 cylinders. But okay, but even the normal 750, what is the point of this 745e? I don't get it. I love driving 7 Series. I gotta say, all the 7 Series are great. I like the interior on the old E65 models, which is the one that I personally bought because I like the interior better. But this is also nice, and it's gotten a lot better over the years. The stitching is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is really nice stitching. The car's great. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's highly inferior to the 750. It's a beautiful car, though. It really is. I just don't understand what the point of the electric is. It doesn't move. It's like, well, it's like moving. You know what it's like? It's like trying to take a golf cart on the highway. That's what the electric is like. It's like, nah, man, just don't even bother. Just put a full, you know, give it a lot of gas, go. You know, it's not that fast. The 750, had I done that, I would be moving a lot quicker. Let's put it that way. The 745 is like a wet blanket on a fun party. Honestly, it's not at all bad. It's just, why? Just get the 750. Done deal. Get the 750. Don't get this car, but get this interior because it's a beautiful interior. I love driving any 7 Series. Honestly, if someone gave me this car to use for a weekend, I would be like over the moon, thrilled with it. I like it. I don't love the engine, but I like everything else about it. I don't love the body lean. I feel like I'm gonna fall out of the chair. I need to grab onto something. You got grab handles here. I don't know. It's not as comfortable as my old E65. The seating position doesn't go up in the rear part of the seat, doesn't go up and down as far traveling as my old 7 Series, the E65 model. And because of that, I'm sitting very like upright more than I naturally want to. I want to sit a little lower in the seat. Can't do that. That's as low as the car goes. I'm big though, so I'm 6 feet tall and I'm pretty broad, like a football linebacker. So not everyone's my size, you know. The car is great. The seating is very comfortable. It's just not as comfortable as my old model, and it's overall really a nice car. This guy's watching me blog. It's a really nice car. I just don't understand the point of the hybrid. There's no point. Let's see if these things, yeah, this is the great thing about 7 Series. They have this cups your head. If you got a ponytail though, it does get in the way. It's a really nice car. I'm very pleased with driving it. I'd love to borrow one. I would never in a million years consider the E model. I would absolutely consider the 750, except for the fact that I like my older 760, the older E65 model better. But there's nothing inherently wrong with this. It's a great car. Mind you, when I get into these things, first thing I do, I put everything in max sport except for the suspension, which this car couldn't find the actual adjustment for the suspension, but I put everything else in sport mode because you want the maximum performance. Suspension is because I'm in New York and I'm hitting potholes, so I put it on the softest setting. And the next thing I do is I shut off all the driver's aids, of which this car has plenty. If you like that sort of thing, great. I want it all off. I want to be the driver. I don't want the car driving for me. Oh man, wait, there's a truck pulling out in front of me. Let's see. Oh, he's stopping for me. Yay! All right, freedom. Not to wait for the truck to back up. All right. Anyway, let's see. Give it a little gas. It's not that fast. It's fast. It's definitely a quick car. There's no question about it. This is a quick car. It's just not that quick. Like, why would you buy this when you get the 750 that's much faster? I don't get it. And I say much faster is a relative thing. I would say it's 15–20% faster, you know, which makes it more fun to drive. I mean, but it's not gonna, listen, if you got in this car and you had not known how fast the 750i, the normal car is, you probably would never even think this is slow. But if you've driven the faster one, which I have, and I love, yeah, it's day and night, let's be real. Oh, that's cool. So if it has the hybrid, even though I'm in sport mode, it does shut the engine off when you stop, and then when you start, it starts off in all electric and only kicks in the engine a second or two later, which is a neat sensation, although it's honestly not fluid at all, meaning that I felt the engine kick on, and it took me by surprise because I just assumed I'd feel engine as the car started rolling, but it didn't. That's pretty normal these days. The engine start-stop is like on every car. It's legally mandated in the United States. But when you add the hybrid, it starts moving by electric power before the gasoline engine kicks in, and that's actually a nice thing. It's a little bit startling when you first feel it. Hold on, I'm just looking where I'm going. But it's still a good thing. I love the car. I just don't think there's any reason to buy this over a 750. That's the conclusion. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Like, share, subscribe. Yo, 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 yo.